Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today on this Monday. So today we're going to do a little something different. We're going to cover two topics in this video. One we will not be on for very long at all, but I felt like I just needed to touch on it. So you see the title. The first thing we're going to talk about is 43 free throws. 43 free throws. I really don't have a whole lot to say about this, except maybe all the whining to the refs, all the whining, game after game, play after play, not getting back on defense. It's paying off for LeBron James. You know, he's probably going to get to the point to where he doesn't have to worry about playing much at all. He'll just get 70% of his points from the free throw line and, keep those stats a-coming. But yeah, it's totally ridiculous. It almost seems like it would go against what the NBA supposedly is trying to do, and that's have a faster pace of the game. I wouldn't imagine you can do that, stopping the game for so many free throws, but, I guess that's part of the deal that LeBron and the commissioner got worked out. So, I guess we'll see this until LeBron retires. But anyway, that is enough of that. So what I really want to talk about today is the Jordan effect. And the Jordan effect on the NBA. If you follow this channel, you know that I talk about all the time how Jordan kind of took the NBA to a climax that fans and the NBA have been trying to replace ever since. And I feel like all the rules changes, all these things are trying to replace what one man did with the way he played basketball. So the so-called, I would actually just was watching the whole interview between Adam Silver and Kevin Garnett, rewatching it. And I must say, I think that may have been the point where KG started to switch up his tune a bit. So yeah, I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating, but rewatching that interview, KG's whole vibe was different in the interview. I feel like that may have been the point where he kind of hopped on this whole LeBron James train, and the whole modern NBA is so great, is when he got that interview with the commissioner. So I feel like he's probably in that little circle now, which is why he has changed his tune. But anyway, I was watching that interview, and the commissioner, again, saying a lot of stuff that didn't really make sense. But I'm going to be doing some videos on that interview and kind of talking about, giving my opinion on some of the stuff that he was saying in that interview, because I just think it's ridiculous. But anyway, like I was saying, I think, we've been trying to replace that feeling, and the NBA has been trying to replace the ratings and the popularity that one man, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, brought with the way that he played basketball. And so I found this chart that shows the ratings from 1988 to 2022. And I'm not going to go through all the numbers. I'll just kind of give generally, to me, the basic information is, it shows you that it's like after Michael Jordan, the NBA was never the same. If you look at the ratings even before Michael Jordan, they were higher than what they were after Michael Jordan retired. So I think generally what you can say is the NBA was increasing in popularity, thanks to Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. And Michael Jordan took over and kind of soared that popularity to uncharted heights, to where in 1988, the NBA was at its most popular, had the highest ratings. So if you look at this chart here, and I'll just give you a second to check it out, and look at the numbers for the 1998 finals. Again, this is the highest rated finals in NBA history. Another thing that you can equate to the greatness of Michael Jordan. And so take a look at this, and now I'm going to show you the chart the very next year, 1999, the very next year after Michael Jordan retired, and look at how the ratings took a dive. The ratings took a dive. And, in the next few years, I think they kind of came back up a little bit. But here's why I think those ratings took a dive. In the interview with Kevin Garnett, Adam Silver was talking about the casual fan, so to speak. And he thinks the casual fan appreciates more offense. And I beg to differ. And I think this chart shows that. I think the casual fan appreciates greatness. And the greater the player, the more standout the player, the casual fan will be drawn in. So I believe there was such a big drop-off after Jordan retired in 1998, when most of us knew, when Jordan kind of made it official, I think most of us thought that, okay, we're not going to see this guy again. Like, we knew during the season that it was a possibility that this might be the last season for the Bulls. But I think until Michael Jordan announced it officially, there was always that hope that some way, somehow, this team was coming back. But once we found out officially, here's what I think happened. I think with the retirement of Jordan in the eye of the public, for the truly casual fan, for the fans who weren't interested in basketball and who were only watching because of Michael Jordan, you lost all those fans. You lost those fans again. Michael Jordan made non-basketball fans watch basketball. And I think we saw just how much of an effect he had when the ratings took such a dive the very next year. We lost all of those fans who were watching the game simply because the greatest player to ever play the game was playing. Simply because the player who made dreams seem possible was playing. The player who had an aesthetically pleasing game to watch. The player who seemed more creative than any other player we had seen. The player who made you feel like it was always a chance to win, even when the odds are not in your favor. And that's what Michael Jordan made everybody feel. And that's what I believe drew everybody to Michael Jordan. And again, I love Kobe Bryant, but you can look at the ratings from Kobe's championship years. And again, if Kobe was on the same level of greatness as Michael Jordan, that would be reflected in how people watch the game. And Kobe had some, I think, if you take a look at that chart, here, let me check right quick. Yeah, and Kobe's back-to-back championships, the ratings weren't too bad, and I believe they were kind of up a little bit from what they had been. So again, Kobe was phenomenal, but Kobe did not capture people in the same way that Michael Jordan did. And again, I feel like all these rule changes that have basically taken place since Michael Jordan retired, I feel like this was all an attempt to create excitement that was created by one player. But I think the NBA is thinking about this the wrong way. They're thinking about the immediacy and trying to immediately make the NBA more exciting. But again, adversity is what separates the true stars from everybody else. You know, we're in this age of the NBA now where we're seeing all these 120-point games, 130-point games, 140-point games, seeing all these players hit 40, 50, 60, 70. To me, and I think you all would agree, when too many people are doing something, it's not special anymore. Again, if everybody on your block drives a Bugatti, if everybody in your city had a Bugatti, everybody in your state, well, who cares anymore? You know, what makes it special is being in the rarity. So if you've made the NBA so easy to where we're having all these super high scoring games all the time, is not special. When you make the NBA so easy that so many players can have these high scoring games, it's not special anymore. And I think, you know, the NBA is well, again, it starts with the commissioner. And, you know, I'll say this, I really believe that this is all part of some bigger agenda, because it can't be for the betterment of the basketball. You know, again, in the interview with KG, he talked about the in-season tournament and the play-in tournament. And so, you know, like I said, I'm going to do a video going over all that stuff. But it can't be for the betterment of the game. I feel like it's some other agenda, because clearly what they're doing is not working. I feel like clearly fans in general are showing less interest in the game of basketball. Again, if you want to even have a chance of seeing another Michael Jordan, well, you have to create some adversity. You know, again, if you want to say these players are more skilled, well, prove it by putting them through the same adversity. It's like you talk about the great handles of a Kyrie Irving. Well, let him play under the same conditions as Allen Iverson. You know, I would argue that some players like Rod Strickland probably had great handles if nobody could touch him. I mean, Rod Strickland did have great handles. But I mean, like I said, we probably didn't see the best of players like that handles because of how the game was. And that's how it should be. You know, it's like, how good would Kyrie's handles be if he could be hand checked? So, but anyway, this video's gone on long enough. Like I said, but yeah, I think this week, maybe the next week, I'm going to be touching on a lot of, you know, like I said, touching on this interview with KG and Adam Silver and a lot of what's going on in the modern NBA and how we got here. And like I said, you know, I think this chart just shows that drop-off from the Michael Jordan effect. It was like Michael Jordan made non-basketball fans watch. Michael Jordan goes away, and so do they. They're no longer interested. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think about that significant drop-off once Michael Jordan retired. What do you think was the cause of that? Do you agree that it was probably a lot of those non-basketball fans who were only watching because Michael Jordan was playing that they just dropped off? Or do you think it was something else? But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.